Can just enjoy this time and not push myself super hard. I think I'm gonna do a 24-hour ride-a-thon. How come you're not having your baby yet, huh? What's the deal? We thought we were gonna lose the mom and the baby. Just as a warning, there will be some footage in here of a goat being born. Good morning, friends. It is the 23rd of April, which means that it is day 2 of week 4 of Camp NaNoWriMo, which is crazy because I feel like we just started camp. Never mind that chicken back there. I'm just out here with the goats. This is our little guy who is getting so big so fast. And we're still waiting on the other mama to have her babies. It's been a month since this little guy was born, and we thought she was gonna be due at the same time, but no, she has not been showing any signs of having her baby anytime soon, or babies, however many she's got. How come you're not having your baby yet, huh? What's the deal? Well, they all want to know what's going on. It's funny, I fed them and then I spent the last like 10 minutes of vlogging my update for week 4 and realized I wasn't recording that whole time. So now they're all done eating and they want in on the vlog. Goats are so fun. Anyways, what I meant to say is that it is week 4 already, and for me, week 3 was a total bust. I wrote all of one time. It was during Rebecca Rodriguez's live stream with Don Kozak. That's the only time I wrote at all. So week 3 was just a really downer week for me, and I know exactly why. It is because I just do a whole lot better when I have a routine. If y'all saw my vlog of week 2, you know that I started off week 2 super productive, getting up at 5 in the morning, exercising, doing all this stuff. And then by the end of week 2, I decided I needed to just enjoy this time in quarantine, that I don't have to get up early, I don't have to do all these things, and I'm just gonna enjoy sleeping in. So that's what I did week 3, and it was not fun. During week 4, I'm gonna try to find a good middle ground where I can just enjoy this time and not push myself super hard, but also still have a routine to keep up with. So anyways, here's a baby goat for today. What a sweetheart. Another thing I realized, Patrick pointed out to me, I was complaining to him last week, like, I don't know what the deal is, I cannot get myself to write. And he said, it's because you're always in the middle of everything. You sit down on the couch and you're surrounded by little boys running around and your family, and you need a quiet space to write. And I know he's right about that. I'm so tempted to just be surrounded by my family all the time, but when it comes time to write, I really do need a quiet space. So I should be writing at my desk in my room. And so that's what I'm gonna try to do this week, is just in the mornings before I start my homework, because my homework can really take all day. So I think I just need to work on my writing before I get started on homework for the day. I'm going to wake up in the mornings, exercise, and then write before I get started on homework for the day. I haven't seen the goats in 2 days because I was not feeling so great the last 2 days, and I've just been inside the house, so it's good to see the goats. Look at her. She wants to sit on my lap too now. Ow! She always hits me with her horns on accident. I am like 13 hours behind, so I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get caught up in this last week of camp to reach my goal of 50 hours. But I'm gonna do my darndest and see what happens. I'm also not entirely sure if I'm going to be working on Project Liberty or if I'm going to be working on Untameable, because I have gotten Project Liberty to a place where it's all outlined and ready to start writing. But when I tried to start writing it during the live stream this last week, I don't know, I just wasn't feeling it. Like I wasn't ready to start writing it yet, I feel like. And maybe that was because it was just, I wasn't feeling that good that day anyways, but basically, I've decided for this week, I'm just gonna let myself work on whatever I feel like working on for that day, whether that's Untameable or Project Liberty, and just try to track my hours. And I don't know how I'm gonna validate my time at the end of this camp, because I'm tracking word count as time. So eventually I'm gonna have to copy and paste a word count to validate my 50 hours. I don't know. So I don't know how this is gonna work, and I think that also makes me feel less motivated to do it, because I'm like, it feels like I'm cheating, and I don't know. Does anybody else feel that way? It's weird. So far, I am pleased that I was able to finish outlining Project Liberty and that that's ready to go. Oh, hi, sweetheart. Look at her. She just she paws at me until I scratch her head. She's so funny. Oh, Cinnamon, you need your loves. Yes. She just wants to be scratched and loved. Anyways, week 4, here we go. Well, I just wrote for 3 hours straight, which feels really, really good because it's been a long time since I've done that, and I was actually legitimately writing, which I haven't done in like 9 months or more. It's been a really long time since I've actually sat down and drafted anything. So I ended up working on Project Liberty and I just started writing the first chapter and I got a little over 2,000 words in, which feels great. Dawn Kozak was kind enough to let me join in super last minute on co-hosting her live stream with Rebecca Rodriguez today. So I'll go ahead and link that up in the cards if you missed that. It was really fun. It was super nice of them to let me join in. So I was able to get a lot of writing done then, and I was writing for about an hour and a half before getting on with them. So my graph is looking a little bit less sad. With all the writing I did yesterday, I did not get very much physical activity. So this morning, woke up and did a workout, and then couldn't find Patrick, and I said out loud, he must have gone for a walk. And of course, both the dogs heard me say that. So both the dogs wanted to go, and I do not have the courage or the strength to take them both at once. So I took one dog for a walk, and then I took the other dog for a walk, and I forgot that my grandma's dog always poops when you take her for a walk. Multiple times. And I had, of course, no bags with me. So now I'm going on my third walk to clean up after my grandma's dog with some baggies. Not even 1 o'clock yet, and I almost have all my steps for the day, which is awesome. I haven't gotten my steps in a long time. It feels really good. I'm thinking maybe I want to go for a walk every morning outside, get some fresh air. So if I just walk the dogs every day, I feel like I'll be doing pretty good step-wise. Get all my physical activity in for the morning, and then I can sit down and write without feeling like a total slug. Goody, gonna go for a walk? Oh boy, oh goody. All right, so since it is day 27, that means that I've got 4 days left of Camp NaNoWriMo to meet my goal, and I am 20 hours short. So I've got 4 days to reach a 20-hour writing goal. Oh my gosh, why do I do this to myself? So thankfully my homework load is a little bit lighter this week because I had a test last week, and I'm supposed to be working on a paper for this week, and so there's no reading homework or any of that for my English class. So there's that. 4 days, 20 hours. That is 5 hours a day that I need to write in order to meet this goal. Is it possible? I'm not working right now. If I'm ever gonna write for 5 hours a day, now's the time to do it. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm going to today try just breaking it up and writing 1 hour here, and then an hour off, and then an hour on, hour off. No, that's gonna be too long. Because right now it's almost 2 o'clock. I just finished taking a shower and really getting ready for the day. I haven't even eaten yet. So I need to write for 5 hours today. Maybe what I can do is I can write for 2 hours on, 1 hour off, 2 hours on, 1 hour off, and then for 1 hour before going to bed. That's what I'm gonna try. Wish me luck. We have just had a miracle happen here. Just as a warning, there will be some footage in here of a goat being born. So if that's disgusting to you, then I'll put the time signatures down here that you will want to skip over. I was sitting down to write and just had this feeling like I needed to go check on the goats. I had a feeling that Sugar was going to have her baby today just because he built a bigger pasture around them and the other goats were all out there having fun and jumping around, and Sugar was not. She was staying inside laying down on the straw. So I knew she was probably gonna have her baby today. I kept thinking I need to go out and check on her, and I kept putting it off, and then finally I came out and there was already a little baby goat head, and I thought the baby goat was dead because the head was cold. I couldn't tell if it was breathing, and I didn't know how long it had been like that. I was clearing its nose and its mouth to make sure it could breathe, and I stuck my finger in its mouth, and then slowly its tongue started moving, so I knew it was at least alive. And I was just trying to keep the baby alive, and we could not get him out. You're not supposed to pull a baby out, but anyways, I don't know how much detail you guys want to know, but his head was out. And with baby goats, you want them to come out feet and head, and then you can kind of help get them out if there's any trouble. But I was feeling around, I had my hands all up in there. I called my grandma, I was like, the goat's having a baby right now, and I don't know what to do. So she came out and we had our hands in there. We were trying to feel around, and I could tell immediately she is way too small for this baby and there's not enough room. I could just feel her pelvic bone, and I was terrified that this baby was gonna die because I didn't know how long the head had been out and I didn't know if he could breathe. Oh my gosh, it was so stressful. My grandma was like, she's too small, we're not gonna be able to get this baby out, we need to call an emergency vet. And only my mom had the veterinarian's phone number. My mom was at work, and so I called her and I was like, Mom, we need an emergency vet right now. And she thought that we were overreacting, so she's like, it's fine, just do all these things. And we're like, we're doing it all. We thought we were gonna lose the mom and the baby. We called the emergency vet. It was gonna take him half an hour to get out here, and I was like, there's no way this baby goat is gonna survive this. He's barely alive now. I just wanted to break down and cry my eyes out. There was too much going on, I could not cry. And my grandma and I were out here, and then my sister came out and my dad came out, and we were all trying to help this baby goat, and I was just trying to keep him alive. So I kept sticking my finger in his mouth and making sure his tongue was moving, making sure he could breathe. We had a neighbor come over who has had a lot more experience with baby goats being born than we have, and she was like, yeah, she is really small. I think you're gonna lose the baby for sure, and maybe even the mom. She didn't think the vet was gonna get here in time, and he came and he thought the same thing we thought, like, yeah, this is not good. He didn't say it, but we could all tell he was thinking that he was gonna need to abort the baby, and it was awful. And then he managed to push the head back in, grab a foot, and he managed to get the baby out. You saved the goats.
Maybe. I mean,
Maybe.
You ever had one that tight before?
Unfortunately, yeah.
Really? Okay, so.
Yeah.
All of us were just amazed. He miraculously got out. He's alive, mom's alive, they're both well. We still have to keep an eye on them to make sure that they're both okay during the night, especially baby. He is really weak. Oh, but he's so cute. So this was our little miracle, and hopefully this baby is gonna stay alive. I will keep you guys updated over the next couple of days. Okay, so I haven't written anything since yesterday, but seriously, could you? I didn't get anything written yesterday. Today I spent an hour writing, and then I was gonna go do homework for an hour, went and checked my homework load for this week, and it is heavier than it has ever been so far this semester. So normally I have 1 chapter to read in history. This week I have 3 and a paper to write and another paper to write in English, and I'll do before the end of the week. The likelihood of me writing for 20 hours this week is very low, and to be honest, I think aside from baby goat being born yesterday, the overwhelm of thinking of writing for 20 hours just made me put off, I know it made me put off writing on Sunday and yesterday, which was Monday. So I think if I try to stick to meeting my 50-hour goal for the month, I'm just not gonna end up doing it because it's too overwhelming and keeps making me put it off. It's like this big thing hanging over my head. And so I decided today to just go ahead and change my goal for Camp NaNoWriMo, because I'd rather still try to reach some kind of goal and have a goal that feels attainable than to just give up and say I can't do it, or to run as hard as I can and still not meet my goal when I have other things that should be taking up some of my time. And actually, originally the goal I set was for 30 hours and I changed it to 50, thinking I would push myself harder. I did not anticipate that I was going to finish outlining and be ready to just start writing it. So I think that kind of threw me for a loop, that I'm actually writing and drafting something right now. I'm officially changing my goal to 35 hours for the month. And I know that I can achieve that and maybe do a little bit more, but either way, it's not going to interfere with my studies or with playing with the new baby goat. So yeah, there's that. I'm supposed to be changing my time goal to 35 hours instead of 50 hours for the month. Oh, but as I'm sitting here, I just can't do it. I can't make myself do it. I think I'm gonna do a 24-hour write-a-thon. Is that crazy? Am I crazy? Yes, I am. I just got finished telling you guys that I have a bunch of homework I have to do this week. But I'm thinking if I just took one day to meet all my writing goals for the week, then I could spend the rest of the week just doing school stuff, right? Except for that I'll be all tired because, let's be honest, the last time I attempted a 24-hour write-a-thon, it did not go well. It doesn't have to be 24 hours. I only need 18 hours to meet my camp goal. So what if I did an 18-hour write-a-thon? I could do that. If I just do some homework tonight, try to get caught up in my reading, and then start bright and early tomorrow morning, we're gonna give this a try. Okay, so day 29 of Camp NaNoWriMo, and I'm doing it. I'm doing my 18-hour write-a-thon. Still got my bed head and everything, but I've been at this for about 2.5 hours now. Embarrassed to say that it's already past noon. It's almost 1 o'clock. I didn't get started till like 10:30, but that's okay. So throughout Camp NaNoWriMo, I actually was working on Project Liberty, but today, as I'm doing this write-a-thon, I am working on Untameable, and I might go back and forth and work on both of them. Project Liberty, to be honest, is a heavier book. The subject matter is just a lot heavier. Untameable is much more light and playful and fun, and hopefully I can add elements of light, playful, and fun to Project Liberty as I work on it, but for right now, I just needed something fun to work on. And then also, I was thinking I would really like to take advantage of this time during quarantine before I go back to work to get as far in Untameable as I possibly can, because my goal was to try to have it published, you know, by the end of the year, which is obviously not going to happen. But I would really like to participate in PitMad in June. Is it June or July? June or July, whichever it is. I would really like to participate, and so in order for me to do that, I need to get Untameable to a place that it is PitMad ready to start querying. Some of you may be wondering what my plans are, if I plan to publish this traditionally or self-publish, and for a long time I was saying self-publish, but I'm kind of not too certain actually about which direction I'm gonna go yet, but I would like to participate in PitMad, and I have a whole video coming up actually that I filmed a few weeks ago on the subject of choosing traditional or self-publishing. on just kind of what my thoughts have been lately. So I'm not sure, but that doesn't matter. What matters right now is this write-a-thon. I need to get 18 hours in today to be able to meet my camp goal, and it feels really good to be working on Untamable again, so I'm gonna get back to it. It is the last day of Camp NaNoWriMo. I ended up writing for 6 hours yesterday, total of 6 hours, before I just had to get up and take a break. And I took a break and didn't get back to it. I ended up designing t-shirts instead, randomly. I just got these designs in my head and couldn't rest until I'd created them and put them on t-shirts. Totally random. But anyways, so I decided that instead of just completely giving up on my 18-hour write-a-thon, I would just stop there for the day and then do as much as I could today. So I was able to get another 5 hours in today, and now I'm up to stretch my legs and move about. And unfortunately, I just have to stop there because I have a research paper that's due in my history class before the end of the week. And then I also have an English paper that's due tomorrow, which I did not realize it was due tomorrow. If I'd realized that was due tomorrow, I would have started it a lot sooner. As it is, I haven't even begun. I don't even know what I'm going to write this paper on. So I need to spend the rest of the day working on this paper so that I can turn it in tomorrow. But that puts me at 43 hours for the month, which means I'm only 7 hours short of my goal. If it weren't for my homework, I think I could really meet that today. But as it is, school is important to me. My writing is also important to me, but as I'm thinking about it, I was able to accomplish more this month than I actually planned on accomplishing. I didn't think I'd be able to finish outlining Project Liberty by the end of the month. I thought it would take me more than 50 hours to do that, so I was really surprised by how quickly I finished that. And then I was able to make a lot of progress in Untamable, which I didn't think I was going to touch again until next month. So overall, I'm actually really happy with how this camp turned out, even though I didn't meet my goal. And I have to be honest, because there is no way for me to validate my time that I spent on this book, I don't know, it kind of made me lose my enthusiasm a little bit for really going all the way and meeting my goal. Does anybody else feel that way? Like, because I can't validate it and I know I'm not going to get that big like winner happy thing at the end, it's like, is it even worth it to try? It makes me okay with not getting that last 7 hours in, because even if I did get that last 7 hours, I wouldn't get the whole winner party. So that sounds a little bit anticlimactic, but with that is a wrap for my write-a-thon. I ended with a total of 11 hours split over 2 days, but I think that's pretty good. I don't have the best track record of writing for hours on end, so I feel like that's probably the most I've ever written in a day, is probably about 6 hours. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that your camp went well, and I hope that you're doing well in quarantine wherever you are, and I will talk to you later. Bye.
Would you come and take a walk with me? We'll cross over the mountains and we'll reach the pale blue sea. I love you. I'm so glad you love me too.